So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this regular public meeting of the 13th of May, 2019. Without further ado, we go with our opening word. So, dear colleagues, let's have the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, call to order, confirmation of quorum by Claire. We have quorum tonight. Conflicts of interests, no declarations of conflicts of interests, or rather I should say, are there any conflicts of interests? No, we continue with the agenda. And before the adoption of the agenda, I believe that there are things to be taken out of the agenda for different reasons, either legal or administrative. Mr. Melanson, good evening, everyone. So, we're going to eliminate Alain Gillette, the 1051, and equal performance, organizational performance, public transit, conclusion pilot 93A, that's 1063, and 1064 shuttle service. Those are tabled. Thank you. So, for the adoption of the agenda as it has been adjusted, moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Cormier on the question. No question. All those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. The agenda has been adopted as amended. We continue. Number 7, presentations, inquiries, and petitions. 7.1, inquiries by council members to Kodiak Regional RCMP. Questions, ladies or gentlemen? Councillor Cormier, thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's not a question, it's a comment. I saw that the RCMP has did something on Chartersville, and it's really good because it's probably going to slow down the traffic. Yes, I'll pass along the message. Yes, do you have anything special tonight? Yes, they would like to say something. Good evening. This week is Police Week, and thank you. And I want to share with you this week's schedule to give you an idea. For example, we had a couple of recruitment sessions for RCMP members. At 5:30, I went to open the session. There were 18 people who presented themselves, which is very good. We're in a national recruitment period, and we are looking all sorts, all kinds, and we're open. So that's one thing that we did today. Tomorrow is Youth Day. Wednesday, it's Seniors Day, and there'll be a presentation here at Dieppe at the Rotary Park, where we will have a member come to talk to seniors on fraud. That's open. It's at 10 o'clock, and we invite the population to explain to them to beware of people who are requesting money. Also, Thursday is the traffic day. We gave our members this today. We'd done that last week. Positive tickets for youth, for example, who are wearing their bike helmets, and basically their name is put in a box, in a hat, and I believe that it's Municipal Council, they put it there. There's a possibility to win 2 bicycles, and that's going to go till the month of September. The next thing that I would like to mention, it won't be long, is that RCMP is going to be 150 years old in 2023. And it's just to tell you that the RCMP commissioner is asking all members to participate, to become more innovative, to help find ideas in order to become a national force that is modernized. And up to now, we've received approximately 2,000 suggestions. The objective is to improve, to become better, but let's just say that it's something that started. It's been a couple of months, and like I said, it hasn't. The idea is to improve and to become more modern in the end. So that's approximately it for the 150th anniversary of the RCMP, and that's basically it for me. So does anybody have any questions? Yes, time flies. Yes, I lived the 100 years anniversary of the RCMP and the Queen Elizabeth in PEI that year, yes. Councillor Leblanc, yes, not a question but a comment over the last little while. I know that you've been doing it for a while. I would like to thank you for your presence here in Dieppe. I personally can see it more and more, so it's a great improvement. I believe that your presence, is a first step towards making a healthier municipality. We talk about speed and all that, so I just wanted to thank you for your presence here. No problem. I'll pass the message along to the members. Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? If not, no, thank you very much. Well, as always, you're very welcome to stay with us, but we will understand if you must go. So, item 8, questions by members of the public. Our numerous public, no questions. So we go to the adoption of minutes with 9.1, regular council meeting held on April 23rd last, moved by Councillor Godet, seconded by Councillor Arsenault on the question. No questions. All those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye, contrary minded nay. The regular council meeting minutes of April 23rd have been accepted, and now motions, memorandums, and nominations. 10.1 administration. Okay. We had forgotten that you were not present. Okay, so that being said, Mr. Councillor Cormier, who moves the adoption, and Madame Arsenault seconds the resolution. So the same question, all those in favor of the adoption of the minutes, signify by saying aye. There are a few abstentions. So the minutes have been adopted as presented. Thank you. Monsieur Mélenchon, finally. Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ladies and gentlemen of the public, first file is the ratification of a directive, temporary street closure. So for redevelopment of our urban area, we have a project that is progressing very well. Is to have the zone between the Chemin-Gauvin, between Acadie Avenue and Market Street. We're going to call that the connection zone. It's for closure of a street that's going to start on the 25th of June to the 3rd of September inclusively. So we'll be able to develop the zone and also to have public entertainment, and it's a partnership with all the other people involved in the downtown. The communication strategy will start tomorrow for the whole week to inform everyone. Business people have been consulted during an intensive process, 2 to 3 meetings. Everyone is involved in these measures, so I invite council to vote on this ratification of a directive. Thank you. So, for the reading of the resolution, Monsieur Leblanc. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Council authorized the temporary closure of Gauvin Road between Acadie Avenue and Marché Street from June 25th, 2019 to September 3rd, 2019, inclusively for the development of the Connection Zone, an ephemeral urban space open to the public from July 1st, 2019 to September 2nd, 2019. So moved, Mr. Mayor. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. On the question. On the question, Monsieur Thibodeau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Simply just a little nuance. We say between Avenue d'Acadie and Rue du Marché, we're talking about the Wingate, but here we're talking about public access, but we will have specific access for Wingate and also for the Arts Center and Culture Center. Thank you for the observation. Anything else on this resolution? If not, all those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution is carried as presented. And we are all impatient to see the connections that are going to be happening with the connection site. It's promising. Good. Next item, 10.2.1, Mr. Mélenchon. So here you have a tender award for epoxy floor covering operations center. What does this mean is that the floor of our operations center, we want to lengthen its lifespan, so this product that we're going to be spreading is going to be taken by DEB Enterprises Incorporated at the cost of $136,336. There have been 6 bids, and we recommend this supplier to proceed with this activity to protect and to give more time to that floor. Thank you. It's where the mechanics and work. Thank you for the reading of the resolution, Monsieur Alain. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Council award the contract for the installation of epoxy floor covering at the Operations Center to DEB Enterprise, Inc. at the cost of $136,336 HST, and authorize that this expenditure be defrayed from account number 1280-12-3310, General Operating Budget, Building Renovation Program. So moved, Mr. Mayor. Moved by Councillor Alain, seconded by Councillor Brideau. On the question. No questions? All those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried as presented. We go to 10.3, Culture, Leisure, and Community Life. Mr. Melanson, 10.3.1. Here, the Sports and Aquatic and Sports Center, it's RFP for the Recreation Center. It's been open since 2009, so the recreative pool is reaching its end of life, 12 years, so there's always wear and tear. So SS Inc., 247,000 plus HST. The repair, and as you've seen in the document, we recommend to add an amount of up to a maximum of 90,000 plus HST, and this is to potential repairs necessary when we take away the membrane. It's impossible to evaluate now how it is, so it's just to inform you that there may be repairs, but that will only be possible to evaluate once the work is done at the closure in August for a period of 3 weeks. So it will be approved by our staff following the evaluation, and we will have the directive to go forward once everything is open. So that is what was recommended by staff. We're within budget for. So thank you for the reading of the resolution. Madame Le Boutillier. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That council award the contract for renovations to the recreational pool at the Dieppe Aquatic and Sports Center to Priority SS Inc. at the cost of $247,000 plus HST, and authorize that this expenditure be defrayed from account number 1-2-80-12-3310, General Operating Budget, Building Renovation Program. That council authorize a maximum amount of $90,000 plus HST to Priority SS Inc. in the event that additional work is required, and further authorize that this expenditure be defrayed from account number 1-2-80-12-3310, General Operating Budget, Building Renovation Program. So moved. Moved by Councillor. Seconded by Councillor Leblanc. Mr. Alain. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Municipal Clerk, the bidders, there's only one, unfortunately. 10 years ago, in 2009, was it Priority SS that set up the product manufactured by Mertha Group? Is that it? No. Indication is that it wasn't them who installed it. So why would there only be one bidder? It's a very specialized supplier. There's some experts, some businesses in the West there too, but I think there's only one. It's in Quebec or in Ontario. I'm not. In the center of the country, there are no suppliers east of the center of the city. I'd like to eventually find out the costs for the pool repairs. It concerns me, this expense of almost $400,000. I'd like to know what the costs are associated to the pool, because 10 years, that's it for a pool. But, well, at the end of the year, we're going to push it back to 10 to 20 years. It would be more expensive. So it'd be better. It would be great to have a better idea long term of what's going on. Now we're repairing the last pool, so it's going to be good for at least 4 or 5 years. We're going to need to invest in the pools if everything goes well. So yes, we have management of the assets that project 10 to 20 years when repairs have to be done. So we're doing that as management, and we'll be able to share it with you. Great, thanks. Thank you. So if there are no further questions, all those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary minded, nay. Resolution is carried as presented. 10.4 Gas Tax Fund Finances. Mr. Melançon. So here you have before you the 5-year plan on the gas tax fund. The council must adopt this every 5 years. So you have in the document the amounts that will be contributed with this fund. We're talking about approximately $12 million. So we identified 2 projects. One is phase 1 and 2 of the building of Bourg Road, and also the balance of our envelope for asphalt preservation program. So we will be presenting all these capital projects that will be including these funds during the budgetary process for 2020 to 2024. We'll be doing this in the next couple of months. That's to be able to sign the agreement and to secure the funds for the next 5 years. Thank you for the reading of the resolution, Monsieur Leblanc. That council authorized a 5-year capital plan, investment plan, 2019-2023 for the gas tax fund administrative agreement. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. On the question. On the question, Monsieur Leblanc, you had a question? Yes, I do. As we see it now, the plan was the capital plan, yeah, of the city of Dieppe. Yes, it was made during the budget. If it's not necessarily our goals immediately, well, if you see that the asphalt management plan is obviously it should be part of subject of a debate. The Bourg Road project, we sent correspondence to the citizens, and the municipality was to head on the project on 2021, so we based ourselves on those elements before recommending this to you. Me, it's a phase 2 that's a concern. So we still have to see that if there's a change in the plan, a discussion will have to be had, and we'll have to advise the province or notify the province. Do you have a specific question on a specific year? Maybe Madame Spencer can answer. There are 2 projects in a specific area, so I was wondering where we were at with the extension of the path on Fox Creek and on Margaret Street. Madame Spencer. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I believe that these projects are conditional to funding, and I believe that you will see them in the changes that will be produced or presented to you in fall. I think for 2021, I don't remember. 2021 was the sidewalk or the multifunctional path on Fox Creek, conditional to funding, which is not really probable in the next couple of years. A little bit of help, Monsieur Thériault? Here we're not talking about our capital projects. Really, the objective of the report that is given to the province is to identify projects that possibly and respond to the criteria of gas tax. Historically, the 5 previous years, I said we had identified only preservation of asphalt as a project that we were going to fund. That's to simplify things with the province, and there's enough every year, because with we receive 1.7. The reason why we put Bourg Road is that in case something happened and we don't do as much asphalt preservation, so that means that we have the Bourg Road to put the money in, but it's really in case it happens. As you'll see, there's no funds that are targeted for Chemin Bourg. This is the objective of the report, to identify projects where we will be putting the money of the gas tax fund. Exactly, and that's in the budget process. Other questions from members of council? If not, all those who are in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution is carried as presented. Now for engineering. I see that we had mixed up some numbers. Yeah, the tender award that was that one was taken out of the agenda. So now we're at 10.5.1. That's construction for snow disposal site. So it's indicate 10.5.1. That's the extension of Rue d'Olbeau, Rue Dieppe. And the agenda that we have on, it's the paper agenda that's incorrect. So we're going to forget about the agenda. So 10.5.1, there still has to be a correction on the adoption, because we had taken away 10.5.1, but that was identified as extension of Alain Gillette Street, but it will be corrected at 10.5.3. So everybody in the room understood that, right? No, sorry for the confusion. So you have before you, following an agreement, a development agreement, a tender award with Modern Construction for $179,550 for sidewalk on Dolbeau Street and the construction of the path on Boulevard Dieppe. So following an RFP, Excel was retained Crandall Engineering has also a cost for $28,000 for specialized. It allows for a transfer of amount of $70,000, which is before you for approval. So the RFP received a couple of bids that I am looking for exactly. So the lowest bidder is Modern Construction. Thank you for the reading of the resolution, Monsieur Brideau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That council award the tender for the 2019 sidewalk and the trail installation, Dolbeau Street and the Dieppe Boulevard project to the lowest bidder, Modern Construction 1983 Limited, at the cost of $179,550 plus HST. Also award the tender for engineering services relating to said project to Crandall Engineering Limited at the cost of $28,000 plus HST, and authorize these expenditures be defrayed from account number 3-3-35-58-7644, General Capital Budget, Sidewalk, Dolbeau Street. That Council further authorize a budget transfer in the amount of $70,000 from account number 3-3-35-58-7640, General Capital Budget, Alain Gillette Street Extension, to account number 3-3-35-58-7644, General Capital Budget, Sidewalk, Dolbeau Street. So moved, Mr. Mayor. So, moved by Councillor Brideau, seconded by Councillor Cormier. On the question, all in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. The resolution is carried as presented. Next item, Monsieur Melançon. You have before you the tender award construction snow disposal site. We've done this through the budget process. We've received 7 bids. Excellent. The recommendation is for Birchill Construction Limited, $1,236,825. Also engineering costs and services, J.R. Daigle Engineering, $90,000 plus HST. That's the recommendation. Thank you for the reading of the resolution. Madame Arsenault. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That council award the tender for the snow disposal site construction project to the lowest bidder, Birchill Construction Limited, at the cost of $1,236,825 plus HST. Also award the tender for engineering services relating to said project to J.R. Daigle Engineering at the cost of $90,000 plus HST, and authorize these expenditures be defrayed from account number 3-3-35-58-7626, General Capital Budget Snow Disposal Site. So moved, Mr. Mayor. Moved by Madame Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. On the question. On the question, Monsieur Godet. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 2 questions. First of all, this site, is it going to be available starting fall, winter? And secondly, the private sector is going to have access to this, yes or no? And if yes, is there a program, is there a cost that, and if it's yes also, is it determined? On the first question, yes, it's going to be operational at the end of the year for the winter. That's probably going to start later than last year. And then the second question is, we're working on policies and conditions concerning use by the public or private sector. Yes, it'll be available for them. So we're putting the final touches on the details concerning the costs by the municipality. Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. The resolution is carried as presented. 10.5.
10.5.3. No, sorry, that's the one that would remove. 10.5.4. So in the reconstruction and repaving project, you have before you A motion to go ahead with an amount of 1,075,000 plus THE and also engineering costs to HP services for $35,000 plus HST. And this project that is being put forward is for the following project: Bahama Street between Charlottesville and Skyline Streets, a complete rebuilding Skyline, also the reconstruction of that zone, and also the replacement of asphalt on Charlottesville Road. And during the process, we receives 6 tenders, and McDonald is the one that is recommended for you to accept. For the reading, please, Mr. Cormier. And happens to be the counselor, the former counselor of that ward. I'm happy to see that council award of the 2019 reconstruction and project to the lowest bidder, namely McDonald Paving Construction Limited, for $1,636,775 plus HST, and award a tender for engineering concerning that project will HSP services for $35,000 plus HST, and authorize that these expenses be taken from the accounts 3-3-35-58-7601 Central Capital Budget Asphalt Management, and the number 4-3-1653-701 the water and sewerage asphalt management. I shall move by Council Cormier, seconded by Council Ala. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So 10.5.4 is adopted as read. 10.5.5, Mr. Melanson. We talk about asphalt 2019. You have a recommendation for Dexter Construction Limited for $1,331,566 plus HST, and this project is to make street repair on Vanier, Gregoire, Maxima, and Frederick Street, and we will also take advantage to repair part of Legier Street and Cop and Tower Streets. So we have received 4 bidders for this project, and Dexter Construction is the one that we recommend to you. For the reading of the council, Mr. Godet. Excuse me. That council award the tender for the project 2019 Mill and Pave project number 1 to the lowest bidder, Dexter Construction Company Limited, at the amount of $1,331,656 plus HST. That expense be taken from the amount 3-3-35-58-7601 General Capital Budget Asphalt Management. I so move. Moved by Councilor Godet, seconded by Councilor Arsenault. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried as presented. Next item, 10.5.6. Another asphalt project number 2, is recommended to award McDonald Paving in the amount of $1,128,332 plus HST. This project is a matter of fixing Gendarme, Terrio, and Ferdinand streets. And in this tender, we received 5 proposals. We recommend and include Legier, please. No, that's for another contract. And we recommend McDonald Paving and Construction as the winner. Sorry. For the reading of the resolution, Mr. Ala. Thank you, Your Worship, that Council award the tender for the 2019 Mill and Pave project number 2 to the lowest bidder, namely McDonald Paving and Construction Limited, at the cost of $1,126,302 plus HST. Authorize this amount be defrayed from account 3-35-55-70 Central Capital Budget Asphalt Management. I shall move. Moved by Councillor Ella, seconded by Councillor Poutier. On the question, all those in favor say aye. Contrary minded nay. Motion is carried as presented. 10.6.1. So here, during a policy and strategy, a motion made by Mr. Richard for parking to car sharing. Afterward, 3 places were recommended that you'll find in your document. Number 1, it is at Arthur G. Leblanc Arena on Melanson Road, 1 along the road close to Co-op IG on Aquatic Street. And the 3rd parking would be in front of Saint-Vincent Church on Namiro. So we are proposing to proceed with this development and to proceed with this initiative in order to slow the traffic and increase the car sharing. Thank you. For the reading of the resolution, Ms. Arsenault. Thank you, Your Worship. I'm happy to read this one, that Council adhere to the implementation of the Park and Ride Space Development Initiative to promote the use of public transit and carpooling. I so move, Your Worship. Well, thank you. Moved by Mr. Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Brito. On the question, Mr. Leblanc. Thank you, Your Worship. A quick question. Where we identify the parking space, there will be a posting or signs indicating the parking. Thank you. On Aquatic Street, I noticed the parking right on the street. Well, won't that cause problem for snow removal in the winter? We don't foresee to have any problems, but these are things that we will keep an eye on to make sure that safety is number 1, or hope that we don't have any snow. We can't guarantee, we can wish. We wouldn't have a snow deposit if we had no snow. No other question? All those in favor, please say aye. Contrary minded, nay. Carried as presented. 10.6.2. So here the council told us to discuss with Kodiak Transit for a free riding fare for the youth. We have before you a pilot project for 12 months as of July 2019. It is proposed, management committee has taken knowledge with this, and they agree with this initiative for this pilot project. The guideline, it's being offered 17 years and under. It's free of charge for the Dieppe residents only. It will take a student pass following the registration and authorized with the consent of the parents. A pass will be distinctive for those 11 and less and 12 to 17. And also a pass will be issued by the city. We want to encourage this initiative, but we think it's very positive for the youth to take advantage of this transportation. For the reading of the resolution, Mr. Thibodeau. Thank you, Your Worship. That Council accept the implementation of pilot project offering the public transit service to the Dieppe resident for 12-month period commencing in July 2019. I so move. Moved by Councillor Thibodeau, seconded by Councillor Cormier. And on the question, Mr. Leblanc. Thank you, Your Worship. Could we have a clarification on the question of the age by reading the documentation and the implementation? I thought it was 18 years of age. Mr. Richard? The age is 17 and under. So that's what was discussed with the members of the other 2 communities involved. it make it such that the youth Mathieu Martin School, well, what we had in the memo, is it 18? The initial presentation was 18 years of age, but the objective was that the young people who attend Mathieu Martin, I don't talk about those who would have made an additional year, but those who finish senior high could have access to the public transit leading into their 18th birthday, 17 and less. Those who will. The pass ends when you reach 18 years of age during the year. If you're 18 in March, you could have access to the service until August the 31st of the year when you reach 18. The youth has a free card until the 31st of August of the year of his 18th birthday. Does that make sense? So I think this is why we did not indicate the age on the resolution. We gave the details in the memorandum. It's hard to explain, but essentially that's... I hope it's clear. You took me by surprise. So until the anniversary of the 18th birthday, they have access. So even if they turn 18 in January, he's not penalized. He can have access until the end of August. Those who are born after August are penalized in everything. No. Mrs. Boutier. Sorry. Don't touch it. Okay, then go. No. That answers the question. All those in favor of the resolution say yes. Contrary minded nay. Resolution is adopted as presented. 10.6.3 was withdrawn, removed, and that takes us to 10.6.4 was also removed. 10.6.5, Mr. Minasa, you have before you a request financial help to the refugee clinic of New-Brunswick for the city of Dieppe. This would be the third contribution. The other two municipalities, as you've seen, contribute also to this initiative. And we feel that there's merit to this request, and we hope that you will help for legal assistance people who come here. Mr. Boutier, to read the resolution, please. The council authorize a financial contribution in the amount of $2,500 to the New-Brunswick Refugee Clinic, and authorize that this expenditure be taken from account 1-2-20-14-2150, General Capital Organizational Performance. I shall move. Move and seconded. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary minded nay. Carried as presented. 10.7.1. Mr. Ronaldo, you have a recommendation from PAC on a tentative plan for the land of the city of Dieppe in the industrial park and the technology on the Rufa for a subdivision. You have a recommendation from the PAC in the creation of the Trottoir Drive. So there's a horse race park. It recognizes that historical event and also public utility. It is for approval by council tonight. Thank you for the reading of the resolution. Mr. Thibodeau, please, that's in your sector. Thank you, Your Worship. That council accept the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Committee relating to the acceptance of the land of the City of Dieppe Subdivision Initiative, which wants the sedition of Trotter Court as well as the location. So move and seconded on the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary minded, nay. Carried as presented. 10.7.2, Mr. Minalso. Here you have a project, a public hearing within the downtown Dieppe is to establish a date in June next to hear the comments and objection. It's a bylaw project that will establish the control access streets within downtown Dieppe, and also in fixing the date with the PAC date that is longer than 30 days, we must give an extension. And this is within a project with the University of Canada that is part and parcel of a master plan and would give an access, more safety access to allow for passengers. Everything is in the document that says why we must have a limited control as to the access of the downtown. So we ask people to become aware of the project and to give comments if need be. For the reading of the proposal, Mr. Rideau. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council scheduled a public hearing on June the 10th, 2019 at 7 p.m. at Dieppe City Trial to object the objection to the adoption of a bylaw relating establishment of control access within the downtown Dieppe. That council requests the written views of the Planning Advisory Committee and extend the deadline pursuant to Article 110(3) to the Community Planning Act on June the 10th. Move and seconded. On the question. All those in favor, please. Sorry, Mrs. Laboutier. Thank you, Your Worship. It's more for information. How can we make sure about communicating if we want a public hearing on June the 10th? Well, this is being announced. People are asked to become aware of the bylaw. It's on our website, so they can consult it. No, do you have something to add? Yes, I would add that tomorrow morning, all the affected owners will receive a letter from us telling them about this public hearing, and we've already met some of them. Thank you very much. Thank you. Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary minded, nay. Resolution is carried as presented. Next, 10.8.1. Adoption to the legislative framework. You have a policy concerning the had a hearing at work. Since the cannabis become legal, each employer must become aware of it, and we have to establish a policy following the adoption. If it happens, the draft will be taken as a reference by many employers. Good work by a team. This policy, we want to sensitize the employer and prevent the risk, sensitize the employees and prevent the risk associated with the consumption, and take preventive and corrective means to prevent absenteeism, and to inform the staff of the rules to observe, to make a safer workplace, to favor the rehabilitation of people who have a dependency, and to help if people don't follow the policy. So you have the policy in appendix. It is to be approved. For the reading of the resolution, Mrs. Arsenault. Thank you, Your Worship. With pleasure. The fact that it was nurse manager at the Drug Dependency Center, I'm happy that Council adopt policy RH-6 regard to impairment in workplace. I so move. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Arsenault, seconded by Councillor Cormier. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded nay. Carried as presented. 10.9.1. Public Work Proclamation, National Public Work at the national level. With this resolution, the city committed itself in the contest. It gives points with this, with all the activities that are being proposed during June 19th to the 25th of May. What activities are being proposed? There's a visit of the Aquatic Center on May the 16th from 4 to 9. There will be an open house on the 17th on Rufa, and as well as a barbecue at night, and also the visit of pumping water on Champlain from 4 to 7, and on May the 18th, the visit of the water tower. We invite the public to go and see our installation, because it's not every day that we have the opportunity to visit these installations. It makes people aware of a new side of the structures of them, and we want the employees to be aware and to be proud of what they did. I would add that this is one of the few proclamations we accept to make publicly. We get requests every week for proclamation. This is the only one we make. On that, Councillor Thibodeau. Thank you, Your Worship. The City of Dieppe Municipal Council hereby declares the week of May the 19th of 2010 as the National Public Work, and encourage all the residents to join municipal representative in activities and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public work, engineer, technologists, employees in the service to the community, and to recognize the substantial contribution that they bring to the municipal health and welfare. I so move. Moved by Councillor Thibodeau, seconded by Councillor Leblanc. On the question. All those in favor? No, those are against? Say aye. Say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Resolution is adopted as presented. (11.1) Bylaw S2 on the regulation of artifact and pyrotechnic to the special effect for the city of Dieppe. Want to read, Mr. Leblanc? There's a summary reading. Bylaw F2 2019 bearing of the regulation of artifact and pyrotechnic, the special effect, pursuant to the given by LNB to Chapter 2, the Municipal Council of Dieppe, duly definition to forbidden 3 artifacts and fireworks license artifacts and fireworks special effect ready to be sold, given, and not used. 6 implementation. 7 infraction. 8 removal. I so move. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, seconded by Councillor Arsenault. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. So we accept summary reading. And a third and final reading, Mr. Leblanc. S-2019 bearing on the implementation of artifact and firework, special effect firework for the city of Dieppe. I move third reading by title only. Moved by Councillor Leblanc, second by Councillor Arsenault. On the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Carried. S-2019 is adopted as presented. Next item, Anyhow. C2 2019 relating to the collection and disposal of waste to the city of Dieppe. Reading of summary. Who wants to proceed? Ms. Sarsno? Go ahead. Thank you, Your Worship. Bylaw C-2 2019. Clear of the public pursuant to the power given under local governance 2019 chapter 18 the municipal council of Dieppe adopts as follows: 1 definition, 2 collection service, elect 5 generality, 6 implementation, 7 8 removal, and offenses in 7. Summary reading. Councillor Cormier seconded on the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary minded, nay. So summary reading is adopted. Is adopted. We will proceed with third reading by title only. Ms. Sarsno, thank you, Your Worship. By title only. Number C2 2019, the garbage collection for the city of Dieppe. I don't move by Councillor Elsno. It's second to Councillor Cormier on the question. No question. All those in favor say aye. Contrary minded, nay. Carried. This conclude. No. Notice of motion? No? So, we'll proceed with the public hearing and the...
Mr. Godet, nothing tonight? Monsieur Leblanc? Nothing me either. Nothing me either tonight. Thank you, Monsieur Cormier. Thank you. I'd like to congratulate and thank Mr. Melanson for his presentation to the Zone 2 of the Union of Municipalities on unsightly premises. He did a very good job, so please give him my congratulations. I'd also like to congratulate the staff for having put parking signs up to indicate parking, especially in the market area. Thank you. Thank you, Monsieur Brideau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing tonight. Thank you, Madame Le Boutillier. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have something, but first of all, there are quite a few great things that happened in Dieppe. So I'd like to congratulate Josiane Benoit, who won the first place in Fry Festival in the poetry. Congratulations, Josiane. The L'Harmonie, Mathieu Martin won gold in Halifax. Mathieu Martin, volleyball, provincial AAA champion. Congratulations. Also last week, I don't know if you had the opportunity to see the report of one of our citizens of Dieppe, Mme Frenette. She's an inspirational person. I've been following her through Ranguette. She does triathlons now. She studies in Dalhousie in pharmacy, and she trains every day to qualify for Paralympics in Tokyo. So I want to wish her good luck. And I know that on behalf of the population, it's the same thing. If you have the opportunity to go check her out on the internet, there's some nice stuff on her there. I'd like to wish a great National Week to all our public work employees, and also have a good Ramadan that started on the 5th of May that will end on the 4th of June. Not to forget the whole activity during the weekend. Treasures on the Street, Saturday from 8 to 6 p.m., I think. Rain date is Sunday. And I'll end by saying that it's a long weekend that we're going to be having this weekend, so I want to wish everyone have a nice long weekend. Thank you, Madame Queen, for this long weekend. Victoria, Queen Victoria, that is. Thank you, Councillor Thibodeau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My question is for Madam Spencer. I'd like to know, is there a plan to put a sidewalk, a path, a trail, or a bicycle path on Melanson between Boulevard Dieppe and something to give the opportunity to children to walk to, I haven't seen what the plans are, but I think we should think about it. I have one parent who's phoned me, and a group of parents had talked. They'd like to see we did the work on the site going down, but not on the other side. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councillor Thibodeau, yes, you're right. Right now, it doesn't appear in our 5-year plan, but we realize that it's a need. But it's not as easy as that, because we have to replace the culvert that's at the bottom of the hill, and then we have to fill out on the same side as the current trail. But in the changes that we'll give you in fall, it's going to figure for the next couple of years. It'll depend on the needs and the financial aspects, but I think it's part of what we want to suggest in fall for the next 2 years. So we're aware of the need, but we realize that the need is there, so we have to do something about it. Thank you, Madame Arsenault. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To all the public works staff, have a good week. Thank you for your good work and your commitment. Without your work and your advice and support, we wouldn't get too far as council. So thank you very much. And the fact that it's a long weekend, please don't drive impaired. Thank you. Councillor Adam. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a comment and then a question. The first one with the spring, and I thought it was a spring with asphalting. It's Christmas here, but there's still a new buzz with springs that's bringing new businesses to Dieppe. It's really nice. Recently in Champlain Place, 200 Champlain, there are 2 new businesses, Copper Branch and La Place. I went to visit it with Justin Dupuis. It's a business where they rent offices. It's innovated, and it's something that you see. It's something that you see in the larger municipalities. These are businesses that are basically trusting Dieppe, and that's nice to see. So I would like to congratulate all the businesses who come here. Expansion Dieppe also, the whole nice work that's being done. And we're going to be continuing. We want to bring in more businesses. So thank you for having Dieppe to do business in. Also, Mr. CEO, it's on the event site, Musicar. I was asked a question over the weekend. That's why I'm bringing it to you here. Is the grass there yet on the site? Is the site ready? There's a buzz, especially on the Congrès Mondial Acadien. We're probably going to have the biggest celebration in Dieppe, in the history of Dieppe. So is the stage going to be prepared? So I'm being asked these questions over the weekend. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Monsieur Mélenchon. So yes, the events site is for sure ready. We know that the Congrès Mondial Acadien is this summer. We therefore built it last year. A lot of development has been done underground, electricity, for example. The stage is something that will be installed for the event. It's not a permanent structure, so we set up the place, and then we'll set it up when the event this year is the Congrès on the 15th of August, but any other event it'll be put there depending on the event that'll be happening. So the site is ready. It's going to become mature, and then in August we'll be ready for the first event. So that's it. Thank you. I have nothing to say other than the usual stuff from the municipal hall. Participate in the event, in the different events. Our Culture and Arts Center for mental health. The month of May is the month of mental health, and there are some artists who have exhibited their works at the Centre des Arts et de la Culture, the Arts and Culture Center. If you have the opportunity to go check them out. As a matter of fact, one of the artists gave us one of his paintings, so you'll see the first one on the left on the wall. The artist was kind enough to give it to us as a gift. Thank you. We'll find a way to thank him. That being said, to everyone, a very good week. And as Councillor Alain says, it's almost like Christmas. It's a summer Christmas gift with all these asphalt projects. As we say often, it's a four-step process. We always complain that at the first step, always complain that there are holes everywhere. And then when we do the work, then there are complaints that traffic is impeded and full of dust. And then finally, when it's all finished, we complain because the cars are going too fast. So we don't need your help for the last steps. Good. Thank you. Have a good evening.